In this sweet episode, we take a walk around another little bit of the Fife coast. Bex and I go to Octorador to get covered in mud, soaking wet and very cold, and DeNiro goes for a cup of coffee. But before that, we're heading back to a place that we tried to get into last week. Wish us luck. It's time for take 2 of the getting in to show you guys the Bramall Hall saga, so wish me luck. This time, to be fair, I am a bit more organised than I was yesterday, because I've been to one of these machines and I've got out some of this. Who remembers cash? There are some vans parked outside today. See if they say closed for maintenance. I am going to harumph quite loudly back into the stable block to get a ticket. I hope. There's that sign again, but today I am ready. I have got my ticket and watched an interesting little video on the history of the hall. Here we go, yes I have. There's the map. This is the lesser hall we are in, which is just like a wee corridor, I think. Now going to go through, let's actually follow the map. Lesser hall, banqueting room. Oh yeah, surprisingly enough, it is the banqueting room. It has got that big dining table, and look at that fireplace, wow. And not only is it black and white outside, it's black and white inside. Quite liking this so far, and we've only done 2 rooms. I thought it was a fox. I'm not sure if it's a fox or some sort of fruit bat. I think it's probably a fox. And across the corridor with more black and white, this is unsurprisingly the chapel. So let's have a wee look. Oops, it says mind the step, and I've just tripped over it. I really should be paying more attention and not just talking to you guys. It's quite a dour little chapel, isn't it? It's not very bright and cheerful. It does have some nice windows, I suppose, and some of the usual chapel-y bits and pieces lying about. Okay, that's the chapel. Oh wow, I've just noticed what's on the wall behind me. That has been quite intricately painted at some point. Now it is only half there. And this is the stairs to the upper level. So you know what that means, it's time for a fast forward. Possibly the poshest fast forward that we've ever done. And unfast forward, so we have got the solar and the Neville room. Let's go to the Neville room first, because there are people in the solar. Oh, oh, it's one of these things where if you've got the money, you can have pretty much anything you want. This is obviously Mr. Neville's room with its big fireplace and fairly nice selection of ornaments. And obviously, like you would have, a snooker table in the middle of the floor. Well, duh. Obviously it's in the middle of the floor. You couldn't put it against a wall, could they? I don't have to talk some nonsense. Lots more really cool painted walls. Quite a lot of detail from the days before wallpaper. And the good news is, I think I've just overtaken the people that were in front of me. It's not a very busy place, but there's nothing more annoying than me talking when people are having a look round, or people having a look round when I'm talking. That's a precocious looking child, isn't it? And that'll be our wee brother over there. And there is, oh look at the wee crib. That is, if this was a gravestone, I'd be very, very excited, because that dates back to 1663 for that wee baby's rocking crib thing. But over in the corner, with a slow pan so you don't get a headache, there is the security for Bramall Hall. That's I bet that's very comfortable to wear. This is up more stairs. It's all very uneven. Into the withdrawing room. Is it? Yep, this is the withdrawing room. Fortunately, as well as my wee map that I've got here, all the rooms have got a wee information board. And this was constructed in about 1580, after the Great Hall beneath it was rebuilt. Space for games, dancing and entertainment, and very, very creaky floorboards. Is that a harpsichord? A wee musical thing? If you know what that's called, let me know. I think it might be a harpsichord. And get a load of that dressing unit with lots of inlay and wow, that is something else. I could put on a whole episode just on this. There's a lady with her smile, and there's a gentleman who is not looking at the lady's smile, and there's somebody in a cowl, and yeah, more. This is so nice. That is a piece of furniture that would not fit into any modern house. Well, especially not our wee house in Methil. Really creaky floorboards. Try to talk and it's doing that. Actually, that's not true. We could put that in our living room in Methil, but we'd have to move everything else out. It's time for another flight of stairs. This time we are going up into the attic, apparently. There's 2 rooms in the attic, according to the map. There's Mary Neville's boudoir And then there's the servants' quarters, which I thought would be in the basement, but here they're in the attic. So let's go and not fall over that step into the boudoir of the lady of the house. It's quite nice, eh? The little desk over there and the little alcovey bit, and a thing about religion. I can't read that tapestry, it is too far away. Right, Mary Neville will get out to your bedroom. I wonder where all these people are actually buried. That'd be worth finding out. We're back into the withdrawing room, and I saw somebody down there looking at me, and it's not. It's that suit of armour again. So let's go and find out how we get to the next bit. I'm guessing it's probably down these steps. So let's see where this takes us. There's a sign there that says Davenport bedroom, servants' quarters, and mind the step. This is the Davenport bedroom, and there's a hot water bottle there. We find them sometimes when we're bottle digging. And there's a nice vase and the ladies' preparatory items and a bottle of Coke. I don't think that is that's authentic. Well, it's an authentic bottle of Coke, but I don't think, you know what I mean, I'm gibbering. So you would have the servants send up some hot water, and then you would perform your ablutions, and then the servants would take that one away and empty it. Servants' quarters are up these stairs again into the attic. Let's go and see the servants' room. I don't think it's long enough for a fast forward, and I hope there's nobody up here listening to me, what's the word? Oh yeah, gibbering. Not quite as posh as what we find downstairs. Oh, but look at that, there's more stuff that you find at bottle digging. There's some invalid jelly and some potted meat. So cool, love it. I'm guessing this would have been a bit of a refuge from downstairs for the staff until the bell rang and they were ordered back to work again, I suppose. And this is the last wee bit of the servants' quarters. That is their washstand, nightstand thing, and there's a really cool bath of the sort that I thought you only ever saw in like Wile E. Coyote cartoons. And a nice wee fireplace and a bed and the gazunder. Why is it called a gazunder? Because it goes under the bed. Baboom. And back down on the ground floor, almost back where we started. Now what is that? Does it tell us? It is a domestic machinery thing. It doesn't tell you what it is. That's quite interesting. And then there is the washstand, which again has got things that I am absolutely not going to take home with me, but quite a temptation. Oh, put it back. Leave it alone. Do not take the nice bottles. And I'm guessing that's the bells that be rang when the people in the posh bit wanted some service. And through here, this is the kitchen. I was wondering if we'd see the kitchen. I do like a Victorian kitchen. That is so cool. It would all have been kept in very, very good condition, because at any point the sort of head butler man could have come in for an inspection to make sure that all the pots were shiny and everything was as it should be and as he wanted it. And then when everything was cooked, it was passed through this serving hatch into that dining room through there, obviously. More stuff that we find bottle digging. That is obviously a Keeler's of Dundee marmalade pot. They are pretty ubiquitous. And there's somebody else's marmalade, Frank Cooper's. Not as good as Keeler's. There's another. This is so nice. Lots and lots of old stuff. We are in the laundry now, I think. Yeah, this is the laundry. There is a mangle for mangling clothes, the way that I mangle words. There is some of those washboard things. And there is the actual wash house, is it? Are we going to say? Oh no, I thought it was a wash house. I thought that thing there was some sort of washing machine, but it's got, maybe it is a wash house, but it's also got deed things hanging up in it. Looking at the map, that is the coal store. Down this way we have got another sort of domestic storeroom place, I guess. What does the map say? The map says still room. There's some medical stuff here. Mint. It hath a healing, binding and drying quality, and for the cure of gout, mix a paste of worms, a few herbs, doesn't matter which ones, pig marrow, and the hair of a red-haired dog. Apply to the leg. Does the dog have to have red hair, do you think? For the cure of a headache, mix bran and vinegar into a paste to make a poultice, heat and apply to the head to draw out the pain, without inconveniencing any dogs. I have checked the spelling of this place about 1,000 times, because that's Bramall Hall without an H, and there is the map of Bram Hall with an H. So I don't know if the place is Bram Hall and this is called Bramall. I have no idea. But yeah, it has confused me, because you Google Bram Hall and it doesn't find anything. And that is that for Bramall Hall. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I loved it. And now, through the magic of television, it's time to get back up to Fife to meet Bex.
It's an autumn morning in Methil. DeNiro and I are off for a walk to meet Bex, and then we're going to the beach. We all like a beach. And DeNiro has gone hands-free with his, his harness and lead. With the leaves of the trees, you do get the full beauty of the Harland and Wolff shipyard, which doesn't actually make ships, and I don't think has for quite a number of years. If you go down to the docks today, you're probably going to meet Bex. This channel was all about showing you the best of Scotland, but this is Methil, and it's mostly a bit grim, as you can see. There's some nice bits of it, but to be frank, not very many. As I've said before, I'm repeating myself now, we're into repeats. This is a strange bit of the coastline because you've got like East Weems and West Weems and Courtenay Weems that are quite pretty, and then out in front of me we've got the Lower Largo and Pitton Weem and Anstruther, which are quite pretty, and just dumped in the middle like a, I don't know, I can't think of a good analogy that's polite enough for YouTube, there is Methil. Because the worst thing is, if you look at the old photographs and old postcards of these places, I mean, this was really nice. This looked like Anstruther, it looked like Pitton Weem, and now it doesn't, all down to the Weems family's lust for ever-increasing quantities of money. That's quite funny though. On the side of that bus it says Monaco, Milan and Methil. Somebody with a sense of humour, because obviously Monaco and Milan are nothing like as nice as Methil. The Empire Bar is still there, it's probably been there for 100 years. Bex and I have still never been brave enough to go in there. As with all these places, there are buildings that sort of throw back to what was here before, like that big red sandstone one over there. No idea what its history was. Anybody want a nice Range Rover? There's lots of nice Range Rovers down here, possibly not this nice. If your name is Sayeyev, you can have that one with a built-in private plate. Did you know it was possible to have your Greyhound modified and customised? We've had ours fitted with a carrying handle. Hey, like that, DeNiro, we could pick you up and carry you. I thought he would try. Break something important. We're now going to cross the old railway line and head into what for me is the most interesting part of Methil. This is the old docks. Yeah, interesting is relative. Definitely another close your eyes and imagine what used to be here, because this used to be one of the biggest sort of export ports in Scotland. Coal heading all over the empire as it was, and now, well, there's nothing. It's just they've tried to do some industry and get some business units and stuff, but basically you're looking at it, nothing happens, and there's very little maritime traffic coming and going, but it still smells quite interesting apparently. We did an episode from down the docks before. It's called Methil and More. If you want to go and check that out, you see a lot more of what's here. I do really like those dock gates that are a little bit far away for this camera, but they look they're so sort of derelict and falling to bits, and just yeah, emblematic of the country's industrial decline or some such pretentious nonsense. We're down here to meet Bex, who is at yoga, believe it or not. I just don't know where the yoga actually is. I don't think it's down in this bit. Anyway, we'll go and see if we can find her. It's quite early on a Sunday morning and one of us is doing yoga. The two of us are not. He's just trying to set a new world record for the number of peas that he can do before lunchtime on Sunday. Oh, look, artistic, artistic. Look, it's the reflection of the wind turbine in the window of the building. That is artistic. Then again, I could have just shown you that, which is equally quite impressive. As I've mentioned before in previous videos, Methil is the first place in the world to have a hydrogen home heating system. It's all been installed at great expense, and this thing apparently helps to make the hydrogen by electrolysing water. Although quite how much hydrogen one big wind turbine can make, I'm not sure. I think that's a bit of marketing nonsense. Those weren't here last time I was down here. All those boats over there sitting a bit derelict. It's time for a regular feature on scabby old boats. Like a scabby old boat, and that is the sailing club over there, and that's all. They're all not quite as scabby, but some of them still look a bit scabby. I'm quite glad we came down now. That one there has obviously seen better days. Let's see if there's anything more interesting. Next to it there's a little one called Nora, which looks like it would have been quite a nice wee boat, and it's in not bad condition apart from the fact that the local youth have done their thing on all the windows. There is a Stormes, which is I don't know. This one though, that one looks like there's not very much wrong with it. It's full of junk obviously, and DeNiro's very interested in the smells. But that's quite a nice wee thing. It's got some holes smashed in it, but that's a bit of a fixer-upper. Even better is that one that I think is still pretty much, well, apart from, again, the local youths doing a number on the windows, that's not bad. And then there's that. So yeah, not quite as exciting as the boats that we saw on Skye, but you can't beat an old boatyard. They're always quite emotive, even if the boats are not in themselves particularly historic or interesting. Oh, DeNiro, you're going to jump up onto the wall. Yay! There was a time that you couldn't do that. You didn't like steps at all. That's a study I call Scabby Old Boats with a scabby town in the background. That's not fair. Methal's not, well, actually no, that's entirely fair. I'll defend that to the hilt. This is as far as the exploration gets, because I'm not carrying DeNiro over that, and I don't think he'll very happily walk under it. But yeah, that's the other side of that little lock gate. And over there's actually still some fishing boats in Methil. We saw 3 or 4 all in at the same time last week. I was going to come down for a wee look, but I didn't because I forgot. And we have met Bex, who is all yogaed out. And now we're going to go and sample some of the local delicacies of Leavenmouth. Oh well, it may not be much, but it is dog friendly. Right, DeNiro. We can't tell Mummy that you know what a puppicino is, or she'll think that all we do when we're supposed to be working is go to Starbucks.
If I get the feeling you're being watched, I think DeNiro is just checking up to make sure that I don't forget to order his puppicino.
DeNiro!
You get these, does he?
Puppicino!
What is it? Just cream?
It's a puppicino. It's a cup of cream. This is DeNiro's happy place. He does like a puppicino. Hey, is that good?
How often does he get those?
He doesn't ever get them, ever. Yeah. Shh, don't tell her.
It's not good for his arteries.
He doesn't get them that often. It's cream.
It's not good for his arteries.
He doesn't do art. He's a dog. You should have your microphone on. This would be funny. Oh, DeNiro's enjoying his Starbucks. I'm holding the cup. Bex is enjoying her Starbucks. I'm holding the camera. Mine is there, waiting for me when I don't have to hold the camera or the cup. And having licked all of the cream, it's now time to eat the cup. Sorry mate, you still don't have opposable thumbs to hold it, do you? Flap, 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 go the ears. DeNiro is a bit excited because he knows we're going to the beach, and a bit concerned because he knows his mummy is over there, but we're going down this way because I'm in charge, I'm attached. It's all a bit blue skies and sunshiny. This is Scotland in November. Never ever tried to predict the weather here. If you came here in June, it was actually cold and raining quite a lot, and November so far has been very nice. But then again, so far is only about 2 days. This is a great wee corner of this beach because, as you can see, you can't get out that way and you can't get out that way, and there is nobody along that way for quite a while, further than he's prepared to run, I think. But first he's going to go and see what his mummy's up to. He is such a good boy. DeNiro! Oh, we'll have to edit this bit out. He's not doing any zoomies today. DeNiro, your public demand that you do a wee zoomie. He's like, nope, not doing a wee zoomie, just had a big walk. He's just a menace, isn't he? He's so out of control and terrorising people. Yeah. DeNiro, why aren't you zooming? Sorry, zoomie fans, he's not in the mood. DeNiro! Oh, there we go. A little bit of a push from his mother. That's it though, that's all you're getting. I think Bex wants to go for zoomies and DeNiro doesn't. It's not very good for running on, to be fair. It's quite rocky, but we always take advantage of it when there's nobody about. Apart from those 3 crows. So watch out for your Greyhound with his very high prey drive, because he will chase crows if he sees them. Except he's seen them and he's not. Chasing anything is too much like hard work. He is quite a happy pup, and this is everyone's happy place. This is a cracking beach. You can tell which human he likes best, can't you? DeNiro! Nope. Not fair. I'm the one that pays the vet bills. So after explaining to this crow that I did not have any chips today, it was time to jump in Daisy and head for the town of Ochterarder. We are here because today is the 10-kilometre Chilli trail race, so this is going to be interesting. Speaking of interesting, wonder what that is on the other side of that wall. Might go for a wee look later on. The Chilli Trail Race is one of those nice wee community events, and it always sells out really quickly. We were quite lucky to get spaces, and as you can see, it's very popular. Lots and lots of people who are going to get really quite wet, cold and muddy.
Enjoy the mud! Enjoy the rain! It's not really raining.
We're not away yet, we're at the very, very back as usual. He keeps saying fun, it's not going to be fun. It's all been downhill so far, and you know what that means on the way back. Woo, can't wait. Bex and I are both big fans of trail runs. We like getting out and running through the woods and about the hills. The only problem running with hills is obviously they are hills, and there are lots and lots of hills here. 1 kilometre, the first big hill, and we're both knackered.
Well, everybody was walking, so...
Yeah, we couldn't get past anybody, so yeah, that's why I walked. The first 5 kilometres of this race was basically all uphill. We did not go very quickly, but we did have quite a good time. Thank you! Thank you! Yay, tarmac, not leaves and mud and rocks and stuff. Right, just waiting for Bex. I got carried away talking to somebody coming up that hill and it kind of takes your mind off it a wee bit. I think the button's broken. Told you this is a really pretty part of Perthshire, and if you look at the view over there, it means you're not having to look at what's coming up in the shape of that big hill. Thank you!
Well done, everybody!
You know it's true.
Thanks, guys! Thank you.
Okay.
That'll be the end of the tarmac then. It's not long before you leave the tarmac behind and you're onto proper country lanes, but if you think this is muddy, it's not. It is nothing compared to what was to come. This is A, very nice, and B, properly multi-terrain.
Look at the hill, so.
I know, I am. You know, like all our viewers want to see us running. They want to see the pretty scenery over there. There's number 4, and down there, all the way down that hill, there's people on their way back. What's that noise? I thought you'd fallen asleep there.
Waiting for somebody to fall.
Ah, shoot. Loving it.
Loving it.
Like your hat. How the proper speedy people who were finished by the time we'd gotten halfway round actually managed to run through this, I have no idea. I'd be terrified of breaking an ankle or falling over, or in my case, probably both. But this is good fun. I mean, it's very, very muddy, so it's not really a race anymore. It's just lots of people having a bit of a laugh together and hoping that Bex is going to fall in. But unfortunately, she wouldn't do it. I asked her to fall in just for content and she said no, which I thought was spoil sport. This is the point where DeNiro would get stuck going over or under or through the fence. And the good news is that after the quagmire and the obstacle course, it is downhill all the way home. It starts off along this beautiful forest path, although we did hear somebody say something about a river crossing, but that can't be right, can it? Thank you! Go Bex, go Bex! Not very.
Yeah.
Yay! Woo. Once you get over that one, there is this one. Oh well, I suppose if nothing else, at least this dunk in the icy cold water gets your shoes clean after running through all the mud. And that is the last of the obstacles. It is now a straight finish. Number 9, 1 to go, without any falling over. Oh, Bex has been slipping and sliding in the mud. We're just about finished, but we're finishing this together because we started it together. That's the pace of nearly there. And that was that. An hour and who cares later, we crossed the line and collected our medal. That is what it's all about. That was quite good fun. To say something that sounds a bit daft, it was so hard, it was good fun because when a run has got that much uphill and that much mud, you just take it really, really easy and walk. I'm a big fan of taking it easy and walking, and so is Bex. Oh, non potest civitas abscondi, blah blah blah. Yeah, don't know what that means. Let's, oh, the War Memorial is on the gate. Let's go and have a wee look. Oh wow, this place is really nice. That's obviously the remains of a very old church over there, and some gravestones here that date back to 1897. Not as old as it looked. And that's why the Second World War Memorial is on the gate. This is the First World War. So you see there are lots of battalions and names. But if you look around here, this is quite interesting. It shows where people were recruited from, because those guys there are all the 1st, 6th Black Watch, and around on this side, those are until about 2/3 of the way down, also the 1st, 6th Black Watch. It is a very, very nice memorial though. We like things like that, as you probably noticed.